when I think of the theme of archipelago, and I think of the Galapagos Islands where I lived. I've spent time in other archipelagos around the world too, but one of the dynamics you get is both a collective sense of astonishing beauty. Archipelagos are almost always beautiful in one way or another, but also a very, very powerful individuality between islands. So in Galapagos, for instance, each island has unique forms of creatures that are on all the islands, but they take in their isolation, they've grown in eccentric ways, actually, and so, to my mind, that's beautifully resonant with an understanding of human life, that we have these powerfully communal bonds that hold us together in recognition, but it's very hard to be happy in those bonds unless you allow other people to have lives of their own that are individual and a signature of their own origins, their own culture, and their own relationship with the future, actually, with the horizon of their future. And so poetry holds this incredibly powerful frontier between togetherness and utter aloneness, and the understanding that as a human being, you actually don't get to choose between the two. You are in some ways unutterably alone and always will be, and at the same time you are unutterably bonded. When I say unutterably, I mean it cannot be fully articulated all the ways you're alone, and it cannot be fully articulated all the ways that you actually belong to the world, whether you want to belong to the world or not. And so to hold those two conversational horizons together, I think, is one of the great triumphs of human experience. I think home's so necessary for human beings, but there's always a cyclical relationship to home. The new home that we're so excited to inhabit to begin with, unless we keep renewing our sense of home in it, almost always in the end becomes a prison of some kind. There's the almost, we renovate a house, we get it exactly right, and we're tacking up the last picture on the wall, and then there's a knock on the door and we're out. we're asked to leave it. And I think it's just part, the Greeks called it enantiodromia, the ability, the essence, the way the essence of things, the more they approach their absoluteness is the moment they start to change into something else. And so I wrote a book, poetry, a whole cycle of poems called The House of Belonging when I first moved into this place, actually, when it was an old farmhouse. It was a third of the size it is now, but no matter how small it was, it seemed to have endless horizons because it was the beginning of a new life. I just left a marriage. I was in there half the time with my son. So it had endless horizons. And the house has been renovated and is much larger now, but I have to work, to keep that extended sense of horizon in this place. So you don't you don't start making your identity around belonging to a fixed place that itself has lost that future promise. And for me, that takes the form of just seeing the privilege of being able to live in this place and I have the study of my dreams here, and but also the sense that I might have to give it away. This is a very ancient kind of practice of giving away everything you have in your life to see how it comes back to you. I think it's how we keep relationship alive. When you've been married for a long time, you have to give the other person away. Stop naming them in all the ways you've named them. Stop thinking you know who you're with, and kind of psychologically give them away to see if they still want to be here, actually. And the scary thing is in really giving someone away, they might not actually come back. But that's what makes it, the giving away, real. But almost always they come back as someone who you don't quite recognize. And so you have to get to know them again. And so actually you're bringing a little bit of romance in again to the relationship. So we're keeping the romance alive in your life too, in your future, in what you've promised to, in what you're excited about. This is also very necessary.